Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Trust Tree. Before we even get started, September is Suicide Prevention Month. We talked about this last week, but I can't remember if I gave out the information or not. So you can call or text 988. You can also chat with someone from 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifetime at 988lifeline.org. That's 988 LIFELINE.org. Some of the warning signs might be increased alcohol or drug use, like aggressive behavior, withdrawing from friends and family or community, mood swings, impulsive, reckless behavior, somebody trying to like give away all their possessions, weirdly like disconnecting or saying goodbyes. Like if you notice any of this kind of stuff, that could potentially be a cry for help. You can Google suicide prevention, and they also have a section on the site that kind of tells you how to prepare to have those conversations, what to do in that case. Obviously you can call 911, but there's lots of resources out there for help. If you're a person that's in crisis and need help, you can use these resources. If you're a loved one of someone who you think is in crisis, there's resources for you as well. Again, call or text 988, or you can chat with someone at 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988lifeline.org. Okay, back to the Trust Tree. People, please, on YouTube, subscribe, Rumble, follow. We are on the road to 10,000, and we need you there. You, please. Come on. Everybody wants some. Let's go.
Immediately.
All right. So, this week, we're going to talk about someone who is, part of the team who, I don't know, I feel like you're irreplaceable in a lot of ways. Like, sometimes when you're not here, it's like, we're flavorless. Like we're missing, we're missing the sauce.
The spice.
The spice. There's no mild sauce on the fries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like the nacho fries from Taco Bell. No sponsorship. But yeah, they're different.
Yes.
They hit different.
Them shits was made for fat people. Absolutely.
I love them.
Absolutely. But I saw something that said you don't even realize how you light up a room and inspire people just by being you. That applies to you in a lot of different ways.
Thank you.
It does.
Thanks.
So, tell the people who you are.
For those that don't know, that want to know, my name's ILLPHOREAL. Well, I go by ILLPHOREAL. Personal life, some may know me as Mateo. But yeah, that's who I am. 27 years young. From Woodski, Illinois, / Chicago, / Guanajuato, shout out to the rancho, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna jump right in. We'll start at the inception, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you say you had a happy childhood?
I mean, I don't remember a lot from I could remember core stuff and things like that from first, anything before first grade is super fuzzy. So, or even third, yeah, anything after that is super fuzzy. And, but I don't remember it being, super bad. You know what I mean? Looking back on it, there's certain things where nah, you shouldn't go through that shit. But you know what I mean? Overall, I like this, my parents did the best they could. You know what I mean? So
now, I think when people sit and it's they have one of those hindsight moments when we think about things that we encounter, that we remember, however you want to say that, safety always comes to mind. Because now since I'm older and I'm a parent, that's my concern. Because sometimes people have to leave their kids with other people, and those are the things that are violated, the safety. So as far as you can recall, would you say you felt safe?
For the most part, you know what I mean? There was a while where like me and my sister had babysitters and it wasn't always comfortable there and shit like that, but they were the neighbors and my parents trusted them from what they knew, what I mean. Um, and I don't really remember any like super traumatic shit other than it being uncomfortable like that. But my mom at some point had to stop working because she felt like only she could protect us type of thing. And yeah, and at that she was overly protective. Shout out to my mom Dukes one time.
Okay.
Like,
I think a lot of people are not, if you don't have a constant babysitter, so it's like they're with them, whoever, basically whoever's available to watch them.
yeah.
At some point, you just are like, yeah, fuck that, I can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
know, or other than that, like there would be times where we would like be under the care of like family friends or like relatives. Like out here in the city, I'd be at my grandma's all the time. You know what I mean? So there was certain times where it's like where my parents weren't there, where I was like, I know I was safe though. Like, you know. So overall, I feel like we were pretty safe, overprotected at times.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to that. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
Damn, that's good. Uh, if I knew I couldn't fail, I'd probably still be doing what I'm doing, because I don't feel like I can. I don't really like view failure as like how other people view failure. You know what I mean? Anything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Okay.
So as long as I'm still breathing, I may quote unquote fail, but it's not gonna stop me from doing my best.
What would you say is outright failure?
Regretting not doing or quitting, you know
I
what
like
I
that.
mean? Quitting on the things that make me happy.
Yeah. So it's more like stuff that make you sit and think like, damn, I wish I would have blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. I feel like that's failure, just like always wondering like, what if you didn't, what if you actually did your best, knowing the how capable you are now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or how capable you could have been, like feeling like I could have been more capable of doing more stuff. And like there's always a degree of that. I'm always feeling like I'm not doing enough, but like it's more balanced now. So it's like when I feel the need to put the, pedal to the metal on things, like I take advantage of that. When I feel like I gotta slow down, then I take that time to smell the flowers, so to say. So
Okay. All right. Do you believe people can really change?
yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I battle with that though. I battle with that because I always feel like people are who they are always gonna be for the rest of their life. They just go through phases of who that person is. You know what I mean? So I guess the change is there. So absolutely, I think people could change, but you know what I mean? You could change for the best you could be, or the worst you could be. You know what I mean?
I like that.
But it's just you at the end of the day. It's got to come from you if you want that change too. Nobody could really change who you are. Your environment can influence all of that, but you have to hold yourself accountable for the decision of who you want to be.
Okay. What aspects about you do you hide from people?
I do my best to like hide my emotions sometimes, and my vulnerabilities, or my insecurities too. I feel like that's what I hide the most. Super personal shit that I just like don't always like feel like, because like the way that my journey has transpired, it's hard to be vulnerable to anybody. You know what I mean? When people, you should always feel okay to be vulnerable. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that.
Is it out of well, not necessarily fear, but fear of judgment?
That too. That has definitely a lot to do with it, and that's why, like, going back to the feeling safe thing in my childhood, I never felt like I was safe to be vulnerable to my parents. That's something that I felt like I lacked a lot.
Is it because when you tried to, like, you got kicked in the balls, like, so to speak?
Kinda, yeah, kinda. It was always brushed off of like, that ain't shit. You know what I mean? You're too young to be whatever. Like whatever their reasoning was behind it, but like yeah, that it was difficult to be vulnerable like that.
Okay. All right.
And even to this day, like there's certain things that's like I got this, mom. You know, I don't gotta work. Like my mom over worries enough as it is. Your mom, you know what I mean? You're gonna worry till you know to the end of it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's certain things I'm like, I don't really got it. You know what I mean?
Present day, what are you most insecure about?
That's good. I was waiting for that one. I was thinking about that one. Fuck. Honestly, like I feel like I'm the most insecure person on earth, but like with the most confidence. You know what I mean? I'm confidently insecure.
So basically you're walking around with a mask on.
Yeah, a lot of the times I feel that way, but like at the same time, I'm brave enough to like not be to like let those layers out when I get comfortable. You know what I mean? Because that's something that I've learned on this journey too. Is sometimes with certain people you gotta act accordingly. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And but when I start getting comfortable and shit, I ain't scared to let those layers show and be goofy. Like I'm a goofball at the end of the day too. You know, like like I like having fun. I don't like getting too much into my feels like that. Even though I'm a super emotional guy and shit. But present, like I know like I've been insecure about my appearance a lot growing up. Like I like even my like I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in my life now. Like, but like I grew up being insecure about my weight or how I looked physically or something like that, you know. And I remember like always being insecure about my smile too. Cause one time, one time at the dentist, me and my sister were like we're 1 year apart, so we go to dentist appointments together all the whole show. I mean, siblings all do anyways, but like, I remember the dentist coming out and saying, you know, she has a really pretty smile. I really like her smile. And then he points at me and he's like, but him, he's got cavities and he may need braces. And I was like, damn, bro. So for like the longest time, I wouldn't even like to really smile like that. But like, I overcame that now. But even in certain moments, I still catch myself being insecure about that type of stuff. Where it's like, you know, once that bread come in to fix your teeth, I might do that. You know what I mean? But like,
everybody does it.
You know,
Everybody does it.
I mean, I'm insecure about being vulnerable. I'm insecure about my like being my own worst enemy type of thing.
Okay.
Because I know who I am as a person too. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think about criticism?
It depends who's it's coming from. It depends who's the person that's criticizing you.
And if it's somebody like in your personal life, do you feel like it's easier to deal with that versus something professionally?
Nah, I feel like it's more difficult when it's personal. Because it's just like when somebody that you don't know really like that on a personal level insults you, like whatever. Like that. But somebody that you know that knows you personally, you know, there's a difference. You know what I mean?
It's like you meant that shit because you know me.
Yeah. There's definitely a difference.
Okay. What's your biggest fear?
For the longest time it was Chucky, but I overcame that fear. I think my biggest fear is probably not making the people I care about proud.
Do you think that limits you?
Sometimes, but like I remember seeing somebody say, fuck making anybody proud, make yourself proud." But like I'm already proud of myself because I'm still here. You know what I mean? And every day that I wake up, I get a chance to be a better me. So I'm already proud of myself because I'm doing that. But like, it makes me even more proud when I make people around me proud, just to see me do things. And sometimes that does hinder it because, like, my whole life I also had like this high expectation for what I'm supposed to be because I'm like the firstborn grandson, firstborn out of my mom. Like, you know what I mean? I'm the oldest. Like, there's these set expectations for you that it's like sometimes that pressure weighs heavy, you know, and then makes you want to like not give a fuck about those expectations, even though you really should just, you know, sometimes expect the unexpected. Just do your best. But like, yeah, sometimes my fear of wanting to make everybody proud kind of gets in my way.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's heavy as shit. How do you distract do you distract yourself from uncomfy emotions? Have you ever noticed that?
Um, I have, and I still do. But a lot of the times, like I do just tackle them head on. I feel what I feel in the moment, and like a lot of the times I do. It's attached to listening to music a lot of the times, or like being by my lonely, or being on drugs, or whatever it is. But like to numb it, you know what I mean? Like, but I do tackle them head on when they come though. Like, especially nowadays, because I'm easing up on the gas pedal on all the fucking numbing shit and the bad coping. Like, yeah, like it's definitely a thing that I've noticed that I do sometimes distract myself from not feeling what I should feel.
We will circle back to that. Do you think that you have unmet needs from childhood that are coming out right now?
Yo, you good as hell. Yo, let's take a moment real quick. Damn, you like go for the fuck. Oh, you go for the jugular for real. Holy shit.
Them shits is sprinkled.
I notice a lot, maybe not with like unmet needs, because I feel like I meet my own needs now that I'm an adult. I'm like, if I want something, like, oh, I'm responsible for getting that. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't need nobody else to like meet those needs per se. But I do catch myself like seeing a lot of traits that I don't like, that I know where they come from. You know what I mean? And it's like now I do better just to change that stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, like I've seen like I do notice that sometimes when I do splurge on myself or meet certain needs that I want at the time, like and meet with myself, I do understand that that's probably because I didn't have that growing up. So, yeah.
I heard somebody say that, and this is more or less when we're into it with somebody, that our reaction to whatever that conflict or that exchange is, it depends on like what age they poked inside of us.
Yeah.
So like if somebody says some shit that might be like, oh, you're fat. And when you were 8, kids in school made fun of you because you were fat. That reaction or response you give that person is literally coming from the 8-year-old you that wishes they could have said something to all those fucking kids that called them fat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was thinking about that shit like,
yeah,
that's really fucked up.
There's a for sure connection with that, because yeah, I could like a lot of the times as a kid, like I was shut down just, and like I would, when I couldn't say something, I get emotional as fuck, and like, but like when I do that, even like as an adult and shit, like now I say shit, but I'm still emotional about it.
Yeah.
You know.
When you were a kid and you were upset and you acted emotional in front of, you know, the adult figure or whatever you want to call it, what was the response that you got from them?
Like I didn't have a right to feel that way that I felt.
And was there anybody that would receive it and like allow you to process it in that moment and just kind of like make you feel seen?
No, you know what? That I think about it, I don't think so. Really, to be honest, like there were certain times where like now that I'm more grown, yeah, like there's certain times where like I've had emotional responses to things, and it's like it's more understanding now. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
because
But growing up, like nah.
it's kind of like you kind of can't. Well, you can, but it's like you feel some type of way about being upset at them because it's like you know goddamn well that they didn't have the tools to do what you needed in that moment. Because 9 times out of 10, when they had that same exchange with somebody when they were that age, it was the same thing. Like, you know, we learn what we learn from the people that we learn it from.
Yeah.
And how the fuck can you teach somebody something if you never learned it? So,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's not about making excuses for like, you know, a bad parental relationship, but it's like facts is facts. Like when you're on a healing journey and you kind of sit and take shit apart and you start to be like, okay, well, what the fuck was this all about? And then once you start to like kind of chop down at those layers, what did I expect them to do? Because where would they have gotten that from? I think though, the difference comes when it's time to have those conversations. Like, hey, this is what I was kind of thinking about. I identified this within myself, and I believe it came from A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And then when I would do this, you would do this. And now as an adult, I kind of don't have the ability to like process my emotions in a healthy way.
Yeah.
And then they're like, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Then, okay, hey. But then if they want to, you know, open up for that conversation, I think that's great. But we're all super self-aware now. Everybody's crying all the time. We're all sharing everything. So
Yeah.
I think that's a lot for our parents.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's healthy though to think about those kinds of things because it can kind of help you, you know, start to heal.
Most definitely, yeah.
We kind of talked about this a little bit. Are you afraid of failure?
Yeah.
You said no. A little bit lighter. What's your favorite thing to eat?
Ooh, this is good. I think I shared this story before. My mom used to like have mad pizza cravings, and my dad would never like get her pizza whenever she craved pizza. So now I love pizza. So like that's at the top. Then it's tacos, and then it's probably like Chinese or Asian cuisine. I would say because there's a lot of things that tie or seafood actually. Seafood. I would put that. I fucking love seafood. Like if it comes from the ocean, yeah. Yeah. I won't go all Diddy in there, but yeah, I love seafood. It's especially delicious.
Yeah.
Pho, I love pho. That's why it's for real.
Nah.
PHO, pho.
That's
For those that didn't know, now they know.
funny.
I love pho a lot. Definitely. If you ever feeling on a hangover, if you ever feeling sick, get you some good pho. Cure. Immediate.
Okay.
Immediate relief.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, definitely try it.
That's interesting. I'm talking about the spelling.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It used to be ill matter and shit, but the way I got it, well, the ill's from Illinois, and then the matter was from my name, Matt, and then I like the matter because, you know,
You can do all types of shit with that. Yep.
Creations. Yeah. Makes up all things.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah. Okay. What's the most valuable thing you've learned from a relationship?
That I could love unconditionally.
Damn. And that could be good or really fucking terrible.
Yeah. It's definitely got me into some shit for sure. But, you know, but yeah, it's a good feeling knowing that you're capable of being able to do that. You know, and like you, for someone that's not your, you know, immediate relative, blood family, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Okay. And we will get back to that. If you could witness any event in the past, what would it have been?
Any event in the past.
It doesn't have to be like 1960. It could have been technically yesterday's in the past. So I mean, you know.
Probably the nerd in me would probably have something to do with like Spider-Man 2 being released and seeing it now as an adult in theaters.
I'm not surprised that you said that.
the hip hop head in me would have to be a Mac Miller concert.
Okay.
The athlete in me would have to be America winning the title before this last title. Yeah, there's several different things I would love to fucking go back and watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had the attention of the whole world, what would you say or do with it?
I think I don't know. I feel like I'd give it like a profound message, but at the same time, I feel like I'd probably just let people know that that hope ain't bad, you know, and having faith ain't bad, you know. And
Depends on the day.
yeah, it just depends on the day, because I may choose violence, and I may just tell everybody, "Hey, that's it. Fuck,
Right?
fuck it, call it quits.
Just do
that's
what you
it.
need to do today, because
Purge.
this is as good as it's gonna get.
Purge. That's enough. I've seen enough." But now, like, I'd probably tell everybody just keep breathing.
Yeah, that's a start. That's for damn sure. What's your favorite family tradition?
Damn, I would say being in Mexico during the winter, or just being in Mexico together as a family.
Okay. You don't do anything specific, just be chilling?
We just party. You know, every day is a different day down there to do something, you know, that we don't get to do on a daily basis, because a lot of our family is up north and has migrated over here to the States.
Okay.
You know, so like when somebody does go down there, it's basically just them, unless they like the schedule panned out to where more than one family's going down there, you know. So when we get as many as we can down there, it's always a blessing for sure.
Okay. What's the most difficult thing you've dealt with as an adult so far?
Being an adult, I think just life be life.
It does.
Definitely. Damn, that's tough. That's tough for sure. I think being assertive of what I want. That definitely relationships. Anybody that knows me personally knows that. Yeah, but being assertive, more than anything, being assertive of what I want, and executing that, because I'm aware that life is long, but life can be short too. So making sure I think I'm just being happy more.
Okay. Do you like the you are right now?
Yeah. He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job for sure. But we could always do better, you know? So I think I'm on the right path.
Okay. All right. When was the last time you laughed really, really hard?
Oh man, I was telling the homies this. The other day, Instagram was on a roll, and I just kept scrolling. I spent like 2.5 hours. Like,
that's not hard.
And social media, like, is fucked up. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, like, I was just cracking up. Like, I was laughing pretty fucking hard at everything that I was just seeing, and I was like, damn, I haven't laughed this hard in a long time.
It's amazing how many people almost fucking kill themselves and put it online, and how funny it is.
Yeah, that's it's fucked up, you know. But yeah, it's fucked up.
Like, straight up.
But we all, like, I feel like a lot of us got a dark sense of humor, and to sometimes make it through this life.
I think we're all just one fucking second away from just being in a straitjacket.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because I watched a fall compilation, and I almost fucking died. Like, watching these people like fall off of everything onto shit. Like, just I saw a man bounce off a roof and hit a railing rolled down about 6 stairs, and the sound he made when he hit the ground was hilarious. And I felt terrible because I could not stop laughing. But it was like, sir,
I
the
think
fuck?
I always crack up at those videos where it's like they're doing something like kicking a baby or a puppy or some shit. Like, oh, like this one video where this guy's being a gentleman, right? Like being all chivalrous to this girl that's walking her dog. But as soon as he finds out that she has a boyfriend, he's walking the dog and just kicks the shit out of the dog across the street. Like, fuck you and your boyfriend, bitch.
Damn.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Life.
Kick the dog across
Sometimes
the
you need a
street.
dark sense of humor to make it through this
That's
life
fucked
shit.
up. Damn. All right.
I always crack up at the, special needs memes that they be making.
Yeah, some of them shits.
If you
borderline.
If you did not laugh at the what's going on here breakfast, you have, I don't know, man. You need to go check your funny bone or something. Go hit the docs. Get an X-ray for that.
Oh shit. I love a good rabbit hole. They're always terrible, but it's okay. We're allowed that because life be life. We're allowed that.
Life do be lifing.
That's cool. If you died tonight and couldn't say your proper goodbyes, what would be your biggest regret?
That they didn't get to see my full potential.
Okay.
Yeah. That would probably be my biggest regret. They didn't get to see my full potential. And that that I didn't get to say my proper goodbyes type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everybody in my personal life deserves their own proper goodbye. Everybody that's impacted me, that's had like a real stamp on my life passport, like they all deserve their own goodbye.
I like that stamp on my life passport.
Yeah, that was dope, huh? Just thought of it right now.
We got to use that. Would you rather know how you die or when you're gonna die? I want neither.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to know either. I think when it's my time, it's my time. There's nothing I can really do about it unless I decide to get the fuck out of Dodge. Like, we not there though, but we in a better place. But yeah, I think I don't get to decide that. I don't think, even though like that's my ultimate power sometimes, and we're all as humans, like at the end of the day, we decide to keep doing this life shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I don't get to decide when this shit gets the expiration.
Okay. Would you rather be magical and live on Earth or live in a magical land and be normal?
I'd rather be magical and live on Earth. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because what the fuck would you do in a magical land if you were normal?
Yeah, it's like what's so I mean, it could probably change you. You could probably adapt to your environment, and in some way, shape, or form, now you're magical. Like if they take you from that magical place, but you're normal, and then you get put on Earth, and you're suddenly, it's like Superman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe it's that effect. And if it's that effect, then I'd rather be from a magical world, and they get put on Earth. So then I could go back home and then come to Earth whenever I want. Like being a Saiyan, that would be dope as fuck that's all I want.
You can transcend and shit, yeah.
That's all I want.
Because I feel like if you was in a magical land,
I want to be a Saiyan.
And you was normal, like unicorns and shit would be mean, and I'd be like, you fucking muggle, you know what I'm saying? All kind of shit like that.
Yeah. There'd be their own form of magical discrimination.
Yeah. That should be rude as fuck. What angers you the most?
Dishonesty, disrespect, and disloyalty would probably be the top 3.
Okay.
Betrayal. That goes hand in hand with disloyalty, I guess. But yeah, that really angers me. Not feeling seen.
Okay. All right. What's the funniest movie you've ever seen?
Oof. All right. I have to say Nacho Libre. Yeah, that's the only answer. Because there's a bunch of fun. That's a whole rabbit hole. We could sit here for hours talking about funny movies
That
now.
fucking
Like, for
dude,
real.
his friend, I don't know if you want to call him his sidekick, whatever. That fucking dude.
Skeleto. Steven!
That motherfucker
Steven!
is
Yeah.
funny.
Nacho Libre. That's like my little Bible right there. That's my passion of the Christ. Although, like, the Deadpool trilogy comes pretty close. I love Rush Hour. Rush Hour cracks me up. The scary movies. Don't Be a Menace. There's so many funny ass movies. Yeah. The
Okay.
Hangover.
Yes.
Part 2. No child, no more bumps.
And him popping out that trunk naked in the first one, I think I almost died.
You trying to fuck on me? That shit kills me.
Oh,
Mike
man.
Tyson knocks out Zach Galifianakis. Oh man. Hey, got these Tysons. Mike, we fuck with you. Holla at me for the sponsorship.
Hell yeah.
They be puffing. I gotta stop the nicotine, but they be puffing. You know?
What does happiness mean to you?
It means fuck. It means to keep going. I mean, and to elaborate on that is like, because happiness is temporary, but it does come. You know what I mean? It's a part of life.
Yeah.
It's a natural part of life to find happiness. You know, like, not to get all Will Smith, but like a pursuit of happiness. Like, you're always chasing that.
Yeah.
So keep chasing that until the clock runs out, and you know what I mean? Whatever that entitles for most people. For me, it's like being surrounded by people that make me happy.
Yeah.
Doing things that make me happy, you know.
And I think being okay with the fact that you're just not going to be happy all the time. And if you expect to be happy all the time, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah, the finding the balance.
Yeah.
And knowing that when you do feel happy, because recently, like this past year, I found myself being happy a lot more than, you know, recent years, you know. But like the times that I was happy, and I'm even now, like, I can say that to an extent I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like, I indulge in it the most that I can.
What was it about this year that's different than the others?
This year was so different. I did more for myself without feeling like, I just feel like I did more for myself. I was more active doing the things that I love to do, like music, for example. Setting a foundation for myself of, you know, being an artist, because that shit makes me happy. That's like my first love is music. My first real love is music. So like doing that, it was doing that more and indulging in that more. Meeting fucking amazing people that I never thought I'd ever meet in my life. You know what I mean? And yeah, seeing that everything's fucking possible, and that that's what this year's like. I've always felt that way, that anything that I wanted to do, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna fucking get it one way or another.
But is it to actually start to do the shit?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And like this year was definitely different, because I see that everything that I told myself and even doubted myself that is attainable.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 2 years?
Doing music for a living. Having more fun, being happy more. Not necessarily settling down, but kind of like being more clear on what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and just continuing on executing on all the good shit that I am up to, you know, and doing more shit, getting those music checks, that music bag, you know, growing, definitely growth. Being a better me than I am now.
That's the key. Title of your book.
Fuck.
Book about your life. What's it called?
Damn, that's a really good ass fucking question.
I'll let you keep that until the end.
All right, yeah.
Just mull it over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it some thought.
What's something you had to unlearn?
Something that I had to unlearn would probably be to stop shutting down or stop being too afraid to have certain conversations or to speak up. Stop being afraid to just fucking be me.
Okay. Up until this point, what would you say is the most impactful no you've ever received?
Most impactful no. Damn, I think that's hard because like I've heard no my whole life for a lot of shit.
That could be. So that's an answer. Because I mean, the fact that a motherfucker told you no all the time, maybe it kind of motivated you to stop fucking asking and just do what you need to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think just like from hearing it all the time, it changed how I perceive the no's. It also like doesn't make me feel uncomfortable when I hear no anymore. Like that's the worst they could say is no.
That's the worst that they could say is no.
Unless they go for the jugular and hurt your feelings, then that's unnecessary. You could have just said no.
Right. When you have problems, would you say you're more inclined to just go head first and try to fix it yourself, or do you think you kind of seek asking for help?
I definitely ain't too afraid to ask for help anymore, but it's still a habit of mine to deal with my shit head first, solo dolo. Okay. Because I feel like a lot of the times, at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. Even though life is, and like human nature it's a tribe, it's a village.
All right. Marry one, fuck one, kill one.
Oh shit.
Rosie O'Donnell, Roseanne, and Caitlyn Jenner. Yes, I know I'm a piece of shit.
What? I don't even feel fuck, marry, kill?
It's a terrible position to put you in. I know. I'm sorry.
I'd probably kill Caitlyn Jenner.
I knew you'd say that.
Just because, like, come on.
And I laughed so hard when I wrote this question down.
Process of elimination now. Fuck, man. What were the other two options? Rosie O'Donnell and who?
And Roseanne. Which one's the sexiest?
Roseanne. Probably fuck Rosie O'Donnell and marry Roseanne. Just because she's proven to,
Damn.
Be able to be a wife, I guess.
Okay, I guess. See, the way you broke that shit down so logically is hilarious. That's funny. Because she's proven she can be a wife. I love it.
What am I doing?
Okay. All right. Okay, so everyone you've ever loved is in one room. Who do you run to?
Fuck. I think I just stand there.
Okay. Who do you think would run to you?
I think we'd all just stand there. Just appreciate that. That we're all together.
I like that. I like that better than all the answers we've ever had. Good for you. What were your teenage years like?
Fuck. Confusing as fuck. Yeah, confusing. Definitely like figuring shit out without being able to figure shit out. Like I mean, like that's when I started to write music and started realizing that that's something that really makes me happy. Started shaping who I wanted to be. Um, but like also like I said, like there was a lot of expectations for me. So like I had to be buckling down in school
From their expectations for you from you or from everybody else?
everybody else,
Okay.
from everybody else, and which like in turn affected my expectations for myself too.
Now you said that your teenage years were very confusing. Was your how was your communication with your parents when you were a teenager?
Non-existent.
So it got worse
Yeah,
than when you were a
that was
kid.
probably the worst it was.
Okay. So if you think back to being a teenager, did you ever think about like love or being in love, or did you like want to be in love? Did you seek out that kind of shit?
Yeah, yeah, um, I had like quote unquote like girlfriends or whatever. You know what I mean? But it never got to a serious point where it was like because like I never even had an example of a fucking healthy relationship. So it's like I never even knew what that shit was. So
Great.
like I didn't have my first serious relationship um until like 6 years ago.
Okay. So literally, my next
Yeah,
question was, do you feel like your parents painted a healthy or even accurate portrait of what romantic relationships look like?
I think I think they did their best, but it's just like no. The simple answer is no. It's not their fault neither. You know what I mean? They both grew up from in different, like I wasn't there to see what they really grew up in. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like they just knew that they were doing better than what they saw.
Okay. So when you were, like pursuing like you were trying to go on a date with somebody or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I was a shy ass kid.
I was gonna say, were you really shy, or
Oh, I was
as
so
I
shy.
always think about now, like you know how you have some kids that are just like out the gate, let's go, but then there's everybody
Yeah,
else that like silently in the corner, crying, writing letters and shit. Like where, like why is there no healthy in between?
and it was fucked because I was like I'm a hopeless romantic as fuck even to this day. Like
Where does that come from?
of like probably has something to do with like my mom watching novelas all the time. Probably
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
definitely has probably something to do with that. And yeah, just like knowing that love can be pure as fuck. You know what I mean? And just like always in pursuit of that when it's so difficult and it's progressively gotten even more difficult. I feel like than it used to be, but you know what I mean. I'm in a different era, so like I didn't really grow up seeing that other era. You know what I mean? Because that wasn't all fucking perfect neither,
Hmm.
and there's no real fucking manual to do this love shit. You know what I mean? So, and especially when, like I said, like growing up and not even being able to see a decent example of that, it's like you're set up to quote unquote fail.
Yeah. Um, would would you say that? So you said you had your first serious relationship like 6 years ago. Did you stumble into that relationship like in like a traditional normal sense? Like was it like, hey, I like you. Let's do shit that people do that like each other and
It was crazy as fuck. I was working at Walmart at the time. Literally, just this customer needed a cord, and like it was an instant connection type of shit. It was crazy, like, but like we went about it like I feel like a normal relationship would. We didn't just jump right into it like, hey, we're this now, you know what I mean? Or it wasn't something where it was like, I guess we're this now, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we've been doing this, so I guess now we're doing this, you know what I'm saying?
hmm.
Like I took the appropriate steps. We started talking and shit. I was like, hey, you want to go out? Took her on a date. We had a couple days, hung out and shit, and then, just I popped the question on 6 years ago today. So It was a natural, and from what I know relationships to be, and how some people like how unhealthy relationships happen, and how like to what I thought a healthy relationship was, like to me it was the right steps. We were taking the right steps.
You still together right now?
No.
Okay. Let's take a little turn into. My God, what the hell? Let's take a little turn
God.
into and back to parenting.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a parent?
That's hard as fuck because I feel like that's the, you know what, and going back, I think that's the thing that scares me the most.
Being a parent?
Being a parent.
It fucking should.
But at the same time, I feel like I'd gracefully take on that challenge.
Children are awful. And they really are. They are.
Fucking kids, man. But like, yo, like to be able to, because a lot of the times, like, raising kids could be a redemption too. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
To be able to guide somebody to living their best life.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And you having the experiences that you've had, and using that as a tool to help guide, your blood, your flesh and blood. Like, to me, that's a beautiful thing to get to experience that.
Yeah. And then like to know that it's stressful as hell. You know what I'm saying? Because you're molding someone, and it's like you are responsible for every outcome.
Right.
But
yeah.
When you see, their personalities and, funny shit they say and do, and
yeah, of course. I'm sure there'll be those moments. For now, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Like, if I get that opportunity, then it'll be dope for sure. It'll be a dope addition to this life journey I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
But also knowing what I'm chasing and all that stuff, I know that a lot of things change when it comes to having a kid. So
yeah,
I want to be as prepared as possible if that ever came into the cards.
Do you date with co-parenting in mind?
Yo, honestly, like, it's really tough. It's really tough to do that, and I like to think I'm grown enough to be able to do that, and especially in like my age bracket, a lot of the dating pool comes with that. You know what I mean? So, I feel like it had to be a certain. There can't be any unspoken expectations with that. I think it would take a very special person for me to want to be able to take that on. Or if I'm down the line and I'm trying to date while being a single father or some shit like that, I think it would take a special person to want to tackle that with me. You know what I mean? So, I mean, for now though, like, that's definitely kind of a thing that I'm not trying to take on.
Okay. All right.
I'm doing my best to not take that on, because I think it would definitely, my ideal relationship is with somebody who doesn't, who's looking to build a family too in the future, or like not have that outside difficultness, because especially nowadays, for what I see, like, it's very difficult to do that, because not a lot of the partners that they had kids with are very mature about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and it's like a lot of stuff to unpack, because you're gonna carry into that relationship everything that you have with you, positive and negative.
Mm-hmm.
All of the baggage that you picked up along the way from just trauma through life. And then you kind of start to see stuff that okay, I got to unlearn this so I don't pass this to them, but at the same time though, also, like, if we don't have the tools to cope with extremely stressful situations and like knee-jerk decision making, there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to go left. Yeah. And you mentioned a little while back in the interview that at times you've used other coping mechanisms to just kind of like make it through life or whatever. Like you said that you're working on just not doing that.
Yeah, because it still happens. I can't lie, it still happens. There's those moments of where it's like all right, you know, but like it's a balance now. You know what I mean? Like it's I do a response. I do if I misuse a coping mechanism, I do it responsibly, knowing that I can't. That's not a crutch for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and definitely like after a certain age, I do feel like, bro, like, what are you doing? Still doing like certain drugs? You know what I mean? I'm a stoner, so I feel like I always, to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg still smokes, so I'm gonna keep smoking. You know what I mean? Like, Cheech and Chogs is still chiefing. You know what's wrong with
I don't know. I feel like I don't
what's
even
wrong
know.
with the Lord's loud? You
Is
know.
is weed even really like a drug though? Now, I mean,
People say it's a medicine,
it
but I
can.
mean, like anything that
You can damn near
alters.
buy it in Walmart now.
Yeah, but like anything that alters your normal state of being,
When you say it
it's a
like that,
drug. It's a drug. You know what I mean? I don't like being that stoner that's like, oh, weed's not a drug. It's a drug, bro. It's a
okay,
drug.
I'll take it. Um, do you care to share what's the hardest drug you've ever done?
I don't. I've never really experienced like too many crazy drugs like that. Like probably. Well, I mean, like a lot of people look at cocaine as like a really hard drug like that, and it can be for sure, and it's super addictive, and it's a dangerous route to go down. And like I did have like a major problem with it, and but I feel like that's like the tip of the iceberg. I mean, I've popped Adderall before, I've popped certain pills before and shit, you know. I drank an alcohol, before. To me, like that's one of the most dangerous ones you could be, risking around is just drinking because it's the most like sociable,
Yeah,
acceptable. So me doing coke, I'm not doing it in front of nobody. Like
yeah.
that's my like chill drug. Like that's what I want to do when I'm by myself. I don't gotta go out, But yeah,
How young were you when you started?
19. With that, yeah, 19. That was
Okay.
like my first time.
Okay. Now, how would you handle being with somebody and like you start off, yeah, I'm gonna fuck around a little bit, but then the shit just goes left. It's like, you know what? I don't want to do this shit no more. I need to focus on this. I'm working. I'm doing whatever. I got a positive focus, but that person is just, nah, fuck that.
You
I'm
fall
over
back
here.
into it. I mean, you got to take accountability for your shit. So it's like if what I hate the most, and I can't speak for all addicts, you know what I mean? Because everybody goes through addiction differently. But what I hate the most is when somebody tries to pin the blame on somebody else for my actions,
Mm,
because it was my choice. At the end of the day, I didn't. I have the will to either say no, to be like, nah, I'm good. And like I'm better now, so like I can say no. If I don't feel like partying, I'm not gonna party. Because I mean, it's super easy. It's super easy to do it. Like growing up, I always saw memes where it's like when you're an adult, you never realize how many people do cocaine. That you don't realize that everybody's doing cocaine, and it's like fuck. Now I'm in that age where it's like, damn, everybody does that shit. Everybody either done that shit or does that shit. So it's like, yes, your environment has a lot to do with it, but at the end of the day, you got to take accountability for your own actions.
yeah, for sure. And you've done a lot of the work on yourself, like pulling out things that need to be worked on, figuring out what angle to tackle it, and some of the origins of where these things have come from. Have you tried to talk to your parents about some of the things that you're carrying with you from your childhood?
Um, I mean, me and my parents have had like conversations more with my mom. I have a more of an active relationship with my mom than with my dad. Um, but I've had conversations with both of them about how I see shit now as an adult when I look back at certain things. You know what I mean? So sometimes we don't those conversations don't end in an agreement where um, we don't find common ground all the time, but I feel like there's more respect with it now.
Okay.
And more understanding, or at least an attempt to understand.
What's the best reception you've gotten from them?
From those conversations,
Mm-hmm.
I think just the sincerity behind an apology.
You got one from your mom and from your dad?
Yeah, but honestly, with my dad, it's kind of iffy because I believe that it's not an apology isn't enough. You know, like there has to be actions behind that apology. You know, so that's where it's kind of like falling off at with him. My mom does a better job of, but I'm around my mom a lot,
Mm-hmm.
so like I see her making the changes more.
Okay. So she's taking the things that you said and it's applying it to.
Yeah, and it's like a thing of like you can see change from somebody from a distance at the same time too. So it's like it's not that I'm not able to see a change in my dad if there's a change. It's just like I don't. So
Do you feel like he truly understands what, like how he is and how you are now? Do you think he truly understands like the space in between that?
Nah, not really. I think it takes more conversations and more action to have those and willingness to have those conversations and willingness to take accountability. And like I said, more action behind the apology. So like if the actions don't match up to what you're saying, like you're just empty words.
Okay. You and your sister, are you your dad's only children?
That we know of.
Good Lord. Okay. Do you think in the future he might kind of be a little bit more receptive to helping on this healing journey?
My dad's up there now. He's old. I hope so. I got the faith that it'll happen. You know what I mean? But I'm at peace with knowing that I only could do what he allows. I can only help when I'm like, whatever he allows me to receive that. That's all I can do. I can't force him to change. I can't control the way that he thinks or how he processes it. You know, I can only accept it when he reaches out and give him another opportunity. And that's why I was saying where like I know I could love unconditionally, but like beyond that, because I do love my family unconditionally. Like there's nothing that can't be conversed about.
So basically taking some of the things that you might feel that you didn't necessarily really receive and like applying that to how you're going to love on people. Would you say that in a romantic relationship your deal breakers are affected by that?
Yeah. Heavily.
Now as an adult, are your deal breakers more intense than they were when you kind of first started out as a teenager?
I think I was more firm on my deal breakers as a teenager. I think when I got in my first serious relationship, there was a lot of forgiveness, just because I'm also a forgiving person. But like I said, when I love unconditionally, it's a genuine, like I'm always believe in the better you, and that I see like, cause I ain't blind neither. You know what I mean? Like I could see when somebody's not, you know. But like if there's a certain thing when I like feel an energy, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, like sometimes a lot of the times I did like look past my deal breakers, you know what I mean? And was like, oh nah, this person can change for the better. This person, has never been used to, a good relationship just like I haven't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do my due diligence and, for that.
Have you figured out for you what's unforgivable yet?
Yeah, of course. I think like now, me today, yeah, definitely I'm more unforgiving for sure. But like I said, like for me, if I love you unconditionally, like that applies for life. That's a for life type of love. And if it has to be from a distance, then so be it. But like, um, I feel like I'm more firm with my deal breakers now when it comes to new people that enter my life.
Hmm. Okay. I'm guessing because they haven't really like proven themselves yet.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. And you said you love unconditionally and you're super forgiving, but do you forgive without conditions though?
Yeah,
Because like people say that shit all the time,
yeah.
but you know people be having that dip back
Oh yeah,
across the street
no.
shit.
You know,
Remember that shit you did?
I there's a difference between forgetting and forgiving, you know?
Or you forgive without forgetting?
Yeah, because when you get traumatized by a betrayal by somebody that you love unconditionally that you would never think of, fucking over, and you know, people are human, people make mistakes and shit like that, you know what I mean? And you don't have you haven't made peace with that expectation yet, and haven't come to an understanding with that, it definitely, yeah, definitely it causes a trauma that makes it hard to forget certain things. But it doesn't mean I don't forgive you. It doesn't mean that I'm not looking past it, or I'm not healing from it. You know what I mean? Like, um, yes, and sometimes you can't forget because you got to look at, like, history's a teacher at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So
Word.
you can't hold on to shit, but like, you got to learn from shit too. I think I've done a better job of letting go of shit for sure.
I think it's freeing. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's mostly the space though in between the betrayal, the heartbreak, whatever it was, and kind of like you said, reaching that understanding of, well, maybe they did it because of this. Do you think that, since we're talking about it, that really taking the time to appreciate another person's perspective kind of helps you navigate through forgiveness?
yeah,
Like, because I guess if you just look at it like, okay, they did me wrong, they was bogus as hell, and let's just sit in that, as opposed to, well, if you're thinking about something from this state of mind, or this is where they came from, so they don't necessarily have the tools to, blah blah blah.
yeah. It definitely, yeah. I feel like that helps with forgiving for sure. When you understand a person more, or like do your best to understand. But at the same time, don't be upset if you don't understand it. Sometimes it's better that you don't, because that means that's something that you can't comprehend how somebody would do that, because you would never do that.
Okay. How is your well, I mean, you guys are 1 year apart, so it's kind of weird to say your little sister, but your little sister, how's her relationship with your parents?
It's kind of the same. We kind of share the same like relationship with our parents. Like, we have a better relationship with our mom, uh, and yeah, we both kind of share the same feelings about how we grew up, and uh, how our relationships individually are with our parents.
Has she also um, had like the
Shout
same
out to my sister.
experience, had the same experience with trying to like, kind of talk through things with your dad?
I mean, we've talked about her having conversations with my dad. We've never gone into detail about it. We kind of just talked, like, synopsis, kind of talked the end result that, now this is how we're feeling about it. But nah, I feel like maybe I should ask her about it now. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean? But
mean, because
like,
sometimes we can achieve healing through our siblings
hmm,
because they sometimes come with a different perspective also.
yeah,
You know?
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure. I mean, that's it's always worth a try. How was your relationship with your sister?
It was fucking rough. I mean, we were like, as brother and sister. Like, growing up, it was rough. Like, we would fight all the time. Whether it was for the TV remote, it's stupid shit.
Hmm.
Stupid shit that siblings fight about. But like nowadays, like, um, it's really good. You know, like she lives in Arizona, so it's like we got a text, and she's a terrible texter. I am too. Um, it's no slight. Shout out to my sister one time, but like, you know, it's good. It's healthy for sure. I definitely I would hope that if she really needed somebody to talk to, that'd be one of those people that she would reach out to. You know.
Yeah. And you know, there's always space to grow, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
When did you start caring about hip hop? I know you said as a teenager you had started writing.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like
Man.
poetry because you were sick in love and shit, or was it it was hip hop?
Honestly, that's kind of what like I feel like on those emotions kind of had me started writing my first song. Wasn't even love. I think I was just like, you know, like kid, and I was like heartbroken or some shit like that. I don't know, but like I think when I first fell in love was I wanna say just like experiencing it. I just fell in love with it more and more. You know, like I can't pinpoint one exact moment where it was like, oh, I love this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, all right, I like this music, and I'm enjoying it. It's bringing me joy, and then in that same moment where I'm enjoying this music is where I put on the spot to start making it. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, but let's do it. I've always like freestyled like without like necessarily it being hip hop. Like I would like karaoke other joints and shit like that, like pop songs that were on the radio. I would just switch up the lyrics for them and be dissing my sister. Like with that one strike joint, I forgot which one it was. Like the one I saw her face, and then I would just talk shit about my sister and shit, you know. And yeah, but like when I started writing, and started listening more, and just started feeling the words that I was listening to from the artist I was listening to, like it just it became a natural attraction.
Okay. Do you remember the first hip hop song you just were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, it was I mean, the first hip hop song that I remember listening to was Steady Mobbin' by Lil Wayne. But like the first time that I was like, what the fuck is that? Was listening to like the early Eminem shit. I think it was like the Real Slim Shady or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing the fucking wittiness and the fucking funny shit, I was like, what the fuck? And it just made me dig deeper into his catalog, and then everything that spawned off of that, you know, like
All of that shit irritated the piss out of me, by the way. All of it. What do you love about battle rap?
I think it's a healthy ass outlet. I think it's such a good sport, and I love the cleverness of it. I love the I love the how much of a crowd sport it is too. I love the personality of it. It's so different from just making music, or it's just different from hearing fucking people just talk shit. It's like there's stories to be made from it. There's just so much that it's such a deep ass thing, no Diddy. It's just an exciting ass. It's so exciting. It gets me going. So to say, it gets me going for sure. I love everything about battle rap.
I was gonna ask if it was an outlet, but you already said that. So
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely an outlet for sure. I feel bad for whoever gets it when I'm having a fucking rough time in life. You know what I mean? Because that's the person that's gonna get everything. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's just I feel like it's just an important platform for the culture, and I only hope that it keeps growing, because, and especially here in the States, because in Latin America, freestyle battle rap is so huge. They're selling out stadiums. They're filling arenas. You know, like you go and watch some of these Spanish battle rappers battle rapping, and it's just like you see the crowd, and you're like, how the fuck are they feeling that? When a lot of like URL events or King of the Dot events or from battle leagues that are here in the States, they're barely filling a room. You know, like I just want to keep it. Yeah, it's exciting to watch. It's definitely exciting to watch. I just love everything about battle rap.
I was thinking the other day, like, if I'm a battle rapper, can I transition into comedy?
You'd be a dope ass battle rapper first and foremost.
I don't know. That shit makes my
I feel
nerves
like
bad.
you would fucking slaughter cats.
That shit makes my nerves bad.
I feel like you would slaughter cats in battle rap.
But doesn't it seem like that would just be a great transition into comedy?
Definitely, and a lot of battle rappers do that, and a lot of battle rappers do a lot of put a lot of humor into their writing, and I think that's always a good thing about battle rap as well, is to remind people that, hey, we're not really super serious about killing each other and wanting to kill each other. Lyrically, absolutely, we want to be better than who our opponent is, but ain't nothing wrong with clowning our opponent too, getting into a roasting session.
Right, it's just shit.
People love to laugh.
Relax.
Like, people love to laugh. There's nothing wrong with having humor.
Okay. Who do you consider a hero?
Goku.
Damn.
Goku, Spider-Man. Personally, in my personal life, I don't anybody that's had an impact to me or has made me a better person to me is a hero. The people dope, I love to me are all heroes because they keep me going. Hip hop's a hero for me,
Everybody get hip hop warning.
And everybody in the culture and involved in the culture. So no matter the size, how big or how small, they're involved.
Yes.
Definitely, they keep me going. So, yeah.
What's your favorite flavor?
Lemon or lime?
Yes. Absolutely. Would you rather have a very noticeable hunchback or always have that weird white shit in the corner of your mouth?
Oh, hell no. Damn, that's tough. Fuck, because I'm purposely bettering my posture every day just so I don't get the hunchback. Every time I grab my phone, I hold it up to my face now. Like, I'm not trying to
That's why I said very noticeable.
Damn. I think I would just deal with the white shit in the corner of my lips because you can just lick your lips and you're good.
But it's gross.
It is gross.
And if you lick your lips, you gotta lick it.
I'll stay as hydrated as possible.
What is that shit?
I probably won't lick it. I'll just use my sleeves,
Okay.
That's what sleeves are for.
All right. Pick a superpower.
Fuck. Instant transmission.
Okay. How would you use it for good?
I mean, with instant transmission, I could save a cat out of a tree.
How would you use it for evil?
I probably use it to get into the nuke rooms in Russia. Just let it all go.
Damn.
Or China.
Okay.
Pull the trigger for them. What are they waiting for?
Gotcha. What's the coldest rhyme you've ever heard?
Yo, that's tough. Because I be remembering so many quotable rhymes. It's like one of my favorite Method ones was from Method Man was fuck. It went go up against my grain, get head problems. That shit was fire. M has a bunch of wild lines. I remember the first line that I heard. I was like, "Why the fuck did you say that?" Was when he said, Because the only singer our fucking showbiz is Jennifer Lopez, and Puffy, you know this. Sorry, Puff, but I don't give a fuck if this chick was my own mother. I still fuck her with no rubber and come inside her and have a son and a new brother at the same time. Just say that it ain't mine. That shit, I was like, who the fuck says that?
He always needed a lot of medication.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was on the medication too.
Yeah.
But there's an infinite amount of rhymes that I fucking, how do they think of that? You know?
Okay. What do you think is the key to being a good battle rapper?
The key, I mean, you gotta love this shit. You gotta love this shit. You gotta be passionate about it for sure, and gotta be consistent. Yeah. And not being brave. Being brave for sure. That's the one. Forget everything else I just said. Being brave.
Because I think you cry a lot if you weren't. Like, people be saying some fucked up shit.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely terrible shit.
Yeah. Battle rap's the place.
What is your hip hop megazord?
Megazord? Is that the evil guy?
That's when they all merge together. All the Zords.
But in one artist.
No, you get red, yellow, green, white, pink, blue. I guess 6.
Okay, 6. Kendrick. Mac Miller. It's all gonna be new cats. Nah. I'll put Big Pun in there. I'll put fuck. This is such a hard ass question. There's so many that come to mind and so many that I know that should be on there. So we can't have 2 white boys there. It's not gonna happen.
That is racist as hell.
We'll do. Can I do battle rappers?
Yeah.
Oh, then we didn't
have.
Megazord? Then we're gonna have white boys and another white boy, Pat Stay, and then I would put Geechee Gotti. And I got Ilmac, so that's 6.
Okay.
So 3 battle rappers, 3 rappers.
All right. So the Megazord has to either fight Rita or whoever the fuck she brought with her. So who's Rita?
And this is one person, right?
Yeah. Like, who do you think will just shit on all those people?
Not shit on them, but I think the biggest
or at least be a
threat.
Yeah, a viable opponent. Drake. Oh shit! Well, this is
the
recorded.
The machine is behind him. He's too powerful.
Okay.
But Kendrick's getting the job done. Watch the party die.
Okay. After doing this interview, what would you say you've learned about yourself? Or just through having this conversation, like.
This is probably one of my favorite conversations I've had in a long time. I'm not gonna lie. Probably years. There's still room to grow, and that I haven't stopped growing, and that I'm doing good, and I can only do better.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. And then considering that you said that you this year, you've made a lot of different strides. You feel more confident than you ever have. You're doing things that you never thought you would have done. Just all the positive shit one would want, So I asked you, where do you see yourself in 2 years? Where do you see yourself in 5?
Really working. Well, I feel like I have so many doors open in 5 years, where it's like I'm really living life to the fullest. I know that there's going to be challenges in those 5 years that, may seem like it's not going to be in 5 years, but I know that I'm capable of overcoming those. So 5 years, it's just same thing that's going to happen in 2. It's going to get better in 5. And yeah, gonna definitely be enjoying life a lot more.
Okay. If you could pick one thing that you can work on in the present, like right now, that you can like say, I'm giving myself 30 days to get this shit together, what would that be?
Damn. Like personally wise, or like, cause I feel like the one thing that I want to, get my shit together and be better in 30 days with is just my career still, and yeah, making more strides to the dream.
How can you make that measurable? Like you say you want to, like make improvement as far as your career is concerned, but like how could you break it down to where you could say, okay, in 30 days, let's see where how we've improved.
Quality of the product that I produce, for sure. Seeing the quality jump of that, and seeing reactions.
Okay.
Measuring by reactions as well. Like, I feel like I've been able to do that so far. It's just keep raising the bar every time, and I keep showing how different I really am.
Okay. I asked you a book about your life. What's the title? What will it be called?
I would only put my name on there, just Mateo.
Okay. What would you call the first 3 chapters?
The first chapter would be called Fears. Second chapter I'd call Bravery, and then the third I'd call Peace.
Peace?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You made it. And you're still alive. Look at that.
Yeah, I did cry.
You did not cry. Very proud of you.
Thanks.
Okay. While I remember, because I forgot to put it in the intro, people, it's Tuesday. If you ain't got shit else to do and you can be outside, come to Subterranean for 606. Get your shit together. Let's go. I remember.
If you're in Chicago.
Oh, damn. Well, if you're not in Chicago, what the...
Come out anyways. Make the trip.
Don't play with me, people. Just do...
No excuses. I don't want to hear that shit.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Make a plan for next Tuesday if you can't come out this Tuesday.
You come here at 8:30, virtually, however, and then there, we'll spend the whole night together. No Diddy.
Evening Vinage Vino.
Yes, officially. Let's go. Well, it's been a good one as usual. Remember what we talked about it being National Suicide Prevention. Wait a minute, 988. I don't want to tell you the wrong shit because then
check on your strong friends. Yo.
Yes, check on your strong friends and all of 988. Call or text 988, and you can chat with 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988lifeline.org. If you are in crisis, please reach out. If you know somebody that you think is in crisis, please have them reach out. Like, people need to be there for each other because it's real out here. Life's every fucking day, okay?
Life be lifing.
There's nothing wrong with asking for help if you need it. That's real.
And it's okay to not be okay.
Yes, for real. That's the first step to being okay, is realizing that you're not. So you definitely can't achieve peace, love, and understanding if you don't even have peace. So let's go. All right. Until next week. Thank you for tuning in. In the words of Avon Barksdale, keep it light, but keep it.
Peace and love.